Tattoo day.
Tattoo day. So we just got here on the other side of the earth because I'm finally getting a new tattoo. I wanted this one for a really long time. So I'm kind of nervous though. I haven't gotten a tattoo. I think the last one I got was the one on my finger. I'm gonna go in so I'm not late. I'm on time for once. The only thing I've ever been on time to in my life. It's Bunny, and I made a new earring today. And by made, I mean I safety pinned some more stuff to my earlobe. Looks good, but it doesn't feel good. Same as my new tattoo, which is what we are here to talk about today. Let me unpin my shaky bones from my ear. This is so cute. You guys, a Swamp family member literally sent this to me in 2011. And it is a treasure of my life. It's different than any other plastic skull keychain I've ever had before. I think it came from Europe. I think that's why. You guys have different bones in Europe, I guess. I am in such a good mood today. I'm so sassy. Get your sippy sippy. We are gonna tell a life story as well as talk about my new tattoo because I've had it for a couple of days and I just realized I can no longer conceal it anymore. I was trying to like not show it anywhere else on social media so that I could come and do like a big reveal on my channel, but it is in a very inconspicuous place, so it's sort of difficult. It's getting too hard. It's getting too hard to keep it a secret. So today we're gonna talk about it. All right. Here is my new tattoo. And if you guys are in Houston, or even if you're not in Houston, if you are looking for the most amazing tattoo artist ever, might I recommend Dave Bozeman. He is the same guy who did my Al Swearingen foot tattoo a million years ago. It's so hard to show you guys my foot. I wish I would have gotten that in another place, honestly, so that it is easier to show it to you guys. He is so much fun, so incredibly talented. Right now he's out of Super Chango Tattoo Studio. Super Chango. If you're in Houston, it's in the Woodlands. Look it up, look him up. You're not gonna regret it. The studio looks awesome. So I don't know how I'm gonna put this video together because I did not shoot it. Dogman shot some clips of me getting the tattoo. At first I thought about live streaming it, and then I thought about just like setting it up and time lapsing it, but the camera to set it in one stationary spot was like kind of in the way, precariously, almost falling off again. Did not want to drop this camera for a fourth time. We're gonna talk about all kinds of things. We're gonna talk about what it is. We're gonna talk about the meaning, and I'm gonna tell you guys a little bit about the experience because anytime I get a new tattoo or new piercing, which you guys, I think I am finally going to commit to getting some piercings back on this ear. I feel like besides what's wrong with your teeth, the other number one question I always get asked is why do I have earrings in this ear and no earrings in this ear? And all the ear holes, except for the one I hear out of, closed up on this ear, but I saved all of these piercings. But I don't know, sometimes I think it would be more fun to have another ear to like put stuff in. The other question that everybody wants to know is like, how bad did it hurt? How bad is this gonna hurt? Let's find out in the hours to come.
I'm ready.
Oh, that's like nothing.
Okay, I'm gonna start tattooing you then, okay?
Is a king chess piece, and it's for the Count of Monte Cristo, which if you guys have not read that book yet, you gotta read the book. That's your Swamp Family homework. You can watch the movie. The movie is really good. I think it came out in like 2002, 2003. Guy Pearce is in it. He's really hot. You might be tempted to just watch that and stop there, but read the book. It is so good. It is one of my favorite books of all time. It's like a life-changing story. It's so good. Tales of redemption. It took no more than 45 minutes to get it done. I want to say probably more, about 30 minutes. And I kind of want to say that this is the easiest, simplest, least painful tattoo I have ever gotten in my life besides the finger one, because that was literally just like sit in a chair and then 2 minutes later get up. But I thought it was going to be really painful because normally getting a tattoo on areas like where the skin is thinner and it's closer to the bone, normally that means it's going to be more painful. And I did not want this like just on the top of my wrist. I did want it more to the side, because then I feel like, I don't know. First of all, I don't know why I wanted it kind of more to the side. I've thought about this for months and months and months, and I always just wanted it on the side. I don't know if that's like because it's more convenient for me to see it like when I'm writing or texting on my phone all day. Also, it looks really good there when you're standing up. Yeah, when you're standing up, because it's on everyone's body. You know what I mean? I'm like literally describing this right now as if it's a bracelet that anyone can buy. It's gonna look really great when you wear it and you're standing up and you want to show it to the world. I'm trying to show you guys what it looks like when I'm standing up, but I'm also trying to avoid my first thought, which was to stand on a rolling chair. So using just a little bit of logic. No, I'm not. I'm literally climbing on the chair, as I said, using a little bit of logic. This is like a new form of fitness. Stand on a chair and twist. Don't do that. It kind of did feel like fitness though. I feel like it's like one of those as seen on TV things that they would try and sell you where it's like chair fitness. Buy the workout DVD. Only 5 easy payments of $89.99. 30 to 40 minutes. Was not painful at all. I mean, it didn't feel good. It's not like you would want to maybe sit there all day and just have a tattoo. Maybe you would. I don't know. It was interesting. When I posted to Twitter I was getting a new tattoo, there were so many different Swamp Family responses. A lot of you guys say that like tattoos really relax you. You go to sleep, you have a little nappy nap. It wasn't like that comfortable to me, but I don't think any tattoo can be worse feeling than on the top of the foot. What scared me the most, honestly, was if I was going to have any swelling once I got it done, because that, I think, was the worst thing about the foot tattoo, was not the actual pain process of having it done, but afterwards it was super swollen, and it was a good thing that I did it over spring break, because I couldn't walk. I was literally just dragging my foot behind me for probably 7 days at least. That's how bad the swelling was, and there was no swelling with this one, so yay! Now I kind of have tattoo fever. There's so many other things that I want to get that now I'm like but I think I have finally committed, you guys, to getting this one fixed. I think it's too terrible. I think it's too terrible to go on. I was keeping it in this terrible state just for sentimentality purposes, but it's a very bad tattoo. This was my first tattoo. I feel like almost everybody's first tattoo is a little on the cringy side. I have a whole video about all my tattoos, but no one can read what this says. It's supposed to say Real Horror Show for Clockwork Orange, but everyone thinks it says Real Housewives or like something about Houston or just anything other than Real Horror Show. So I don't know. I think I'm gonna get this one reworked. I have to get my foot touched up. So we're gonna be talking a lot about tattoos this year, but let's talk about this one. And I don't know if I should now like put everything I just said at the end and talk about the meaning first. How am I gonna do this video? Maybe I'll just do a timestamp. Anyway, let's talk about meaning. So very near and dear to my heart. So you guys, I grew up just loving classical literature. Alexandre Dumas was probably my favorite author for an extremely long period of time. I read pretty much every book. I think I have read every single one in the Three Musketeers series, which I think the last one is The Man in the Iron Mask, because that is when D'Artagnan is a bit aged. And if you haven't read any of this, I'm just, spoiler alert, but read them. My mom we used to read all of these books together. It was my favorite thing. I'm kind of disappointed in myself lately. I've realized for like reading less, I feel like I should get back to it, because I felt like that was some of the stuff that inspired me so much in my life. I feel like, not to say that there's no good modern literature, but I feel like just like classical or period literature for some reason sticks with me so much more. It's like the greatest stories ever told in my mind, and The Count of Monte Cristo in particular has always stuck with me because it's such a tale of overcoming things, and oh, it's just so good. It's like I don't want to give it away because I want you guys to read it. And oh, I almost dropped the camera again. So hot in here. Let me turn down the I can't think of that. I keep wanting to call it a thermometer, but it's not a thermometer, but it has the word thermo in it. Yes, thermostat between these lights and my sweating. I'm like a potato cooking in my own shirt, which has a bunch of holes in it. So how is that possible? But look at this. Ooh, I love this shirt. I love it. It's my first time wearing it. Do you like it? It's learning to snap over here. And I hear the air, but I don't feel the cool. I've decided I will give you guys like the Cliff's Notes version, or maybe this is like a required book. Maybe everyone has already read this. The main character, his name is Edmond. He has this best friend. You have this main character, right, Edmond, and he's got everything going for him. He's got a girl that loves him. He's got a great job. He works hard. He's doing everything good. He thinks he's got this great friend. He's not rich, and he's not like royal blood or anything fancy that used to matter back in the day, but he just basically has like hard work, initiative, a sparkling personality. And then all of a sudden, one day, everything starts to go wrong for him, and he's like thrown in prison. He doesn't understand why. He spends a lot of time, I think it's in the Bastille. Everything always goes down in the Bastille. Basically, anyway, you know, he's in jail, he's miserable, but he kind of like doesn't lose faith. He has a little bit of hope left. He meets this old dude. I'm not trying to give away all the details. This is a terrible, terrible Cliff's Notes. Don't watch this video and then do your homework. But then he does get out of jail, and at first he has all this kind of like hatred in his heart. He wants revenge. He wants to get back at everybody who did all this wrong to him. And in like the obsession of like just almost losing his soul and just like hatred, revenge, all of that kind of stuff, it's easy to like lose what is important to him. And then it's just, I'm not even gonna, just watch the book. It'll watch the book. Just watch the book. Let's talk about my own life. I've come to so many realizations over the past couple of months, and even in the past week. You guys, I did this super secret amazing collab, and I cannot wait for you guys to see it. Having this whole different energy introduced into my life and a different way of thinking about things. I'm explaining everything in such a bad way, but you guys, last year it was probably the worst year of my life. I don't remember the last time, except for maybe like 2009, 2010, like right before I started YouTube, a period of time when I felt more helpless, lost, angry, disappointed in myself, disappointed with everything that's going on. And I sort of took all of these bad things that were happening to me, and I really just resigned myself, just like give up and feel miserable and kind of like throw my hands up in the air and say, oh my God, like all these other, like it's just the system, everything's broken, nothing's working, there's nothing I can do about it, there's no way I can overcome this. And instead of every other time in my life when I've been presented with challenges and I say, hey, like I can get through this, I'm gonna overcome it, I'm gonna work, I'm gonna try something different. This was the first time in my life where I really just shut down, and so much like blaming everything around me and just saying like, oh, I've got all this stuff I'm dealing with, there's nothing that I can possibly do, it's completely out of my control, like just kind of like throwing my hands up in the air and feeling so, I don't know what the right word to say, but like just so abused by it all, or so tormented by it all, that I allowed myself to believe that I could not overcome these challenges, which is lame and it's ridiculous, and that's not how life works. Unfortunately, all through life, we are going to be presented with challenges, extreme challenges, and a lot of things that are completely out of our control. And people are going to try and hurt you. Things are not going to work out right. And there are just like corporations where it's too big and it's too impossible to even like get through, you know, to say, hey, this isn't working. It's not working. But to just kind of like throw your hands up in the air and allow yourself to just get so consumed by being so frustrated by it that you stop taking accountability for what you can do to get yourself through a rough patch. through a hard time, I really stopped challenging myself, which is one of the biggest things that I'm so disappointed in. One of the biggest reasons why I feel like I let you guys down so much, because in dealing with anxiety and depression and just challenges in life, I feel like I've always told you guys, my message is, you know, just do one little thing that challenges you every single day. Just don't like stagnate, give up, and just resolve yourself to like, it's never going to get any better, or like, I don't know when it's going to get better. It's going to get better when things change, you know? And I feel like I stopped living by the words that I have advocated to you guys for so long, which is just do one little thing to step out of your comfort zone, or just one little thing to challenge yourself. Or if you're feeling extremely depressed or extremely anxious, I mean, obviously I'm always telling you guys, like, go seek medical help. Like, don't just listen to me, but I'm just telling you guys like what works for me, because I know some days it's extremely hard, and some days you're just suffering so much with anxiety and panic attacks and depression, you feel like you can't get out of your house, you don't want to get out of your house, you start forming a prison of the mind. And I realize like that is where I have been for the past like year and a half, is I have allowed myself to completely become a prisoner of my own mind. And I know that some days are going to be so hard, and you just have to take a minute, you have to take a break, you have to just like take a nap, or just watch a lot of shows that cheer you up on Netflix or whatever. And it's okay to have some days like that where you just need to take a break from the world. But I just allowed myself to stagnate in that place and not get out and film videos and do the things I love and like dress in cute outfits, and even like get out and like go for walks or go for drives, or like anything that used to help me get out of a bad mental space. I just kind of like threw my hands up in the air, and I was like, well, it'll get better when someone else fixes it, you know, when everything gets fixed on social media. But it might never get fixed. And that's why I have to work harder, you know. And I've been coming to this realization for a very long time now, because when these things first started happening, I was like, oh, they're just like completely, you know, they're killing my channel, or they're killing my Instagram page, or whatever. And I realized that, like, yeah, the changes that have been made certainly have not helped me at all in the least. But not only was it these changes, it was the change that I allowed to happen in this negative mindset that I got. And I stopped helping myself. I stopped trying. I stopped doing the things that I loved. I stopped being authentic. And so I started just doing these things to myself. So at this point, I feel like I carry at least half of the blame for what's been going on and what's been part of the reason that's been making me so unhappy. We also had like a big family health scare last year. And so it was a lot of things. And I don't know, I crutched on just allowing myself to not work through things that you need to work through. Because until you confront them, until you work through them, things aren't going to get any better. These past couple months, these past couple weeks, it's definitely been a lot of like me taking accountability, wanting to like take life back by the reins and just do things that I love, and to focus on the things that are important, which is not, you know, numbers and followers and blah, 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 blah. And I think I really realized it partially on Valentine's Day with like posting pictures and how little it matters. Because I got like, we were trying to go to this restaurant in Galveston, and I spent so long trying to get like perfect pictures of my outfit to get all these likes, that by the time we started driving down to Galveston, it was super foggy that day, and we couldn't even make it across the causeway to get to the restaurant. And I just felt so bad, and I was literally sitting there thinking, like, what does it even matter? Like, what is X number of likes on Instagram on a particular day, like, really gonna do for me? It doesn't mean anything. And that is part of what I've lost track of, is just realizing that I want to do things that I love for me, and I don't want to force myself to do things just, you know, for the popularity of it. And that's not me. And I fell into this trap. It's just like I was doing everything wrong. You know, I was just doing what I thought I needed to be doing instead of what I wanted to be doing. Oh, I feel like I've let you guys down so much. And I just feel like I don't know. I have to stop thinking like this too. Because I feel like we truly are a family. We truly are friends. And I feel like I'm holding on more to the guilt of feeling like I've disappointed you guys and let you guys down. And I feel like that is what's continuing to kind of keep me in this negative space instead of just letting it go and being like, hey, I need some bad videos, or I wasn't always like uploading, or I wasn't always like doing what I said I was going to be doing. And I feel like I have saddled myself with like such regret and guilt over it that it's been hard for me to just progress and just like get back to doing good stuff. But I feel like you guys forgive me, and I feel like you guys wouldn't want me to just sit here and like beat myself up about it. We all can lose our way, right? But the important thing is to never completely lose sight of yourself, because no matter what kind of negative space that you're in now, no matter what kind of problem you're going through, what struggles you're facing, you can and you will get through it. It might take you a little bit of time. You might lose a year and a half of your life, but it's not forever. So just hold on to your special essence, hold on to your uniqueness, hold on to your loves and your passions. And like I've said before, right now you might not be in a good place. You might not be in a good place physically, you might not be in a good place mentally, but that doesn't mean you've lost your soul. That doesn't mean you've lost your essence. You can always get back to the person that you really are, the person that you're supposed to be. And I feel like now more than ever, with all of these different like social medias and everybody just measuring importance based on likes and follower count and clout, it's toxic to a certain degree. I wish sometimes I could go back to like a 90s Nokia flip brick phone. I feel like it's too easy to access that stuff now, right? It's too easy to just like see all these numbers and base your worth off of, you know, and I feel like we're kind of like that at every stage in our life, right? Because you go to school and it's the numbers, like for grades, you know, get into high school age, it's the numbers for like your SAT score, it's these ranks, like what percentage are you in your class, and then you go to college and it's like, you know, and I'm not trying to discourage you guys from obviously like doing good in school or doing good in your studies or anything like that. I'm not saying like numbers don't matter at all, but it shouldn't control you, and you shouldn't allow yourself to just feel like a complete failure, like just piece of trash about yourself if the numbers aren't there, because it's not everything. There are many successful people who failed their SATs, didn't take them at all, didn't go to college. There's many successful people who did go to college, who were in the top of their class, you know, and it's the same with social media and everything else. And with that being such an integral part of our lives these days, I feel like it's just something important to not get lost into. So that was a whole like spiral story. I hope any of it makes any sense. As with all of these storytelling T-vlog kinds of things, I never know where to end it. But I just don't want you guys to lose hope, and I don't want you guys to lose faith in yourself, because even, you know, if you grow up one day and you move somewhere completely different, you don't have support where you're at now, or even if you're a fellow creator like me and you've just felt absolutely like your soul has been crushed and put through a grinder for the past year, I have full faith it will get better. It will get better one way or another, because either things will change and they will just get better, or we will all adapt to a point where it won't even matter anymore. And that's the most important thing I feel like that we should be striving for at all times, is just peace in our own minds, in our own souls, just taking time out to remember what you're passionate about, what makes you happy, what makes you fulfilled, focusing on that, not giving up on your hopes and dreams, even when things get really tough. You know, if you're doing something that you're passionate about, that's like in the arts, like music or theater or whatever, you know, writing, you might be submitting a book. I don't know. You might get 10,000 rejection letters, but it's just important to not let these roadblocks completely stifle you. It's important to remember that you have worth, you have love, you have imagination, you have talent, and not to let those things go to waste if it doesn't feel like it's coming easy, or just pushing through life's challenges, I guess, is a good way to end it. So I don't know if that was like incredibly clear how it all ties in to the Count of Monte Cristo. I hate giving away books and I hate giving away movies just because I feel like if I don't know, just like these things that have impacted me positively so much in my life, I want you guys to like have that experience too, of the first time reading that book or the first time seeing the movie. And so I don't want to like give it away so much that it discourages you guys from reading it or watching it or whatever. But I love you guys so much, and I've said it a million times and I will for sure say it a million more, but thank you so much to everybody who has stuck with me through these dark times, who never completely gave up on me or wrote me off, or, you know, or whatever. And thank you guys, as always. The most important thing, and the thing that always will make me feel like I've actually accomplished something with my life, is just how you guys treat each other in the comments section, because everybody is going through stuff, especially in our little community, but our little community that is so big. It's big enough that every day somebody's having, you know, the easiest time and the hardest time. And that's what I always love to see in the comment section, even if it has nothing to do with the video. I love to see Swamp family members just supporting each other. So many friendships have been made. I feel like we have such a great, amazing, strong community, and I feel like I see people sharing stuff all the time, like, hey, I'm going through a really hard time. Is there anybody else I can talk to who's going through this? Or hey, I need a friend. You know, just anything. Because as much as I would love to be able to independently talk to every single person, sometimes I don't see everything, and I just want to absolutely commend you guys. You're just like the best people on the internet, because I see that all the time, like just Swamp family members comforting each other or being there to celebrate, hey, it's my birthday or this or that. And it's just, it makes me feel so happy that that's the type of people that have been attracted to this channel, are people who really do love and care about each other and want to be there for each other. And I will always feel like we created something more on the internet than just like a comment section, you know? I see people who really care about each other. And so thank you guys for that, because that's all on you guys. Y'all have made it all happen that way, and I am forever grateful, and I love you guys so much. And I know a lot of us go through similar stuff. Like the other night, I thought I was gonna get to go to sleep early. I had a horrible panic attack. I've been having so many panic attacks lately, which is crazy, because I feel like it's been so fluctuating lately. Like I'll have good days, I'll have bad days. But you guys were up too. I posted it on Twitter, and so many of you guys were going through the same stuff. And so I guess that's just what I'm trying to say, is no matter how alone or scared or like a failure you may feel, there are other people out there who are feeling the exact same way that you are. And so I feel like that's some of the most important thing, is to just remember that you're not alone. Like whatever you're going through, whatever you're struggling with, there is someone else out there who is feeling that exact same way at the exact same moment. And I feel like that's just some of the most important stuff for me, is to just know I'm not the only person going through this. Other people have gone through it. Other people are going through it. Other people have gotten through it. I will get through it. And so I'm just here to say, I don't feel like I'm completely on the other side, like I'm cured all right, but I do feel like every day I'm getting better and better and better and stronger and stronger and stronger. And I don't know, I just want to pass on the encouragement. So the phrase is kings to me, and I feel like last year was terrible, but now I'm taking the king back. I'm gonna take the good energy. I'm on my way up. And I have been rekindled with my passion for life, and that is the most important thing. I feel like that is the first step maybe. So thank you guys for listening to my ramblings. Hopefully it helped at least one person out there. I love you guys. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you guys in my next video, which should hopefully go up tomorrow. So hopefully you guys like it. Hopefully y'all think it's cool. Thank y'all for being here so that I have someone to share all my life's journeys with. And thank you. I love you, and I will see y'all tomorrow.